Hi everyone, you are listening to Astrology with Jessica. This podcast is intended to start the conversation about astrology and how it can enhance your life. Discover more about your destiny through understanding celestial signs and symbols. Welcome to your magical journey. This podcast episode will discuss the sun sign in Gemini position, which rules people born between approximately May 21st and June 20th each year. Gemini is an air sign that is ruled by the planet Mercury. The planet Mercury rules communication and travel. Also, Mercury is really strong in the influences of healthcare and medicine. People with a strong Mercury element in their chart are very excellent communicators and like to talk. And I think that that's one of the reasons that Gemini is an air sign, because air signs are also about communication and expression of self. As expressive people who rule communication, Geminis will enjoy things to do with reading, writing, research, even fields of information technology, social media. They rule communication in all of its forms, which may be speaking to their friends or colleagues, or even in a higher professional sense by publishing books and articles and other types of publications. Geminis will also very much enjoy absorbing information. So you might find them reading articles or reading different books and things because they're always constantly learning throughout their entire lives. The symbol of Gemini is the twins, which may have a variety of meanings, but most people associate with Geminis with a split personality or a dual type of personality because of this twin nature. In my experience with Geminis, I do find that there is a strong duality in their personality, but I find that each Gemini is also unique to the way they split that divide. So I have come across Geminis who are at sometimes very logical and at other times very emotional, and that's their divide between those two things. Some of them are just very positive sometimes and very pessimistic at other times. The way that they split their lives into two is, and the fault line of that is very specific to each Gemini. Sometimes it's about a Gemini splitting up their professional life from their personal life. So it's hard to exactly say where those two areas lie. And I would definitely look into other parts of the chart to give you more information, particularly where the moon sign position would be, which you could look up in your birth chart and watch or listen to my further video on moon sign positions in the next series. The dominant keyword with Gemini is I think, and they are very perceptive, building off the Taurus energy of understanding knowledge and critical thought. Gemini is a sign of freedom and freedom to have different perspectives and think for yourself. And so now we're getting into the realm past learning knowledge from facts and figures and other things into a bit more of a creative influence of the mental realm on what your belief systems are, what your perspectives are. So you may find that Geminis can be quite opinionated or just very even expressive at their different viewpoints. That said, Gemini is also dual, so they may have some conflicting perspectives within themselves that they need to address and find the middle ground. The dualistic nature of Geminis and the ability to see things from different perspectives without being pinned down to facts and figures or a specific preconceived notion does give Gemini the freedom to see things from different angles. They may even be able to see a bit more into the light and the darkness of things. And so understanding how, the good and evil of this world works may be something that Geminis contemplate. Geminis also rule the hands, arms, shoulders, and lungs. And because of this, Geminis might be more susceptible to injuries of the hands or arms, and may want to pay extra protection to their lungs and not participate in different activities such as smoking. They may want to be experiencing that air element, but understanding that perhaps even just going for a walk or the use of essential oils can include that air element in your life without posing a health risk. The gemstone that is associated with Sun in Gemini is agate, which can protect from deception and falsehood and increase eloquence. And another stone associated with Sun in Gemini is lapis lazuli, which is a stone of communication, particularly if you want to be able to speak within your own power. It's a blue or indigo stone that is associated with the throat chakra, but also with the third eye because of the deep indigo coloring. Lapis lazuli is a stone that was frequently worn by high priests and different types of royalty in Egyptian times to ensure that their words and their communication was not only spiritual minded, but also that they stood in the seat of their own power and that was portrayed through communications. So if you're asking or if you're wanting your gemstones to help you be more confident going into meetings, or if you're trying to pitch something, or even if you're having lectures or speeches, or you're a communicator on your day-to-day basis, I would definitely suggest pocketing a lapis lazuli or having it on your desk or nearby to ensure that you come across professionally and you are insightful on the things that you're saying and quick-minded. Lapis lazuli is actually something that I've used to take into tests to help you remember, and do very well in your writing and communication skills. Geminis definitely like to keep in communication with friends and colleagues, and definitely like to be involved in different types of social settings, doing this or that. They are a little bit prone to burnout just because they're go, 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 and they can be at times scattered and unfocused and unmotivated just because of the rapid nature of their thought processes. So to work on developing, what they need to be more grounded, long-term planning is going to be important for them, as well as finding balance in between the positive and negative polarities of, their dualistic personality. To even meditate or center in some sort of way, find a hobby or activity that brings you back to center, because all of their interactions with people is consistently feeding them perceptions and impressions and different types of information that actually affects your energy of the day. So recognizing that not only do they feed off of the positive energy of other people, they also feed off the negative energy of other people too. And feeding off negative energy isn't good for your health. So finding a place of, mental balance and mental security is going to be very important for a Gemini, so that when they are out in the world and communicating with people, they don't get lost in the perspectives and the willpowers of other people around them. So definitely work on protecting your aura through things like gemstones, or even just personal willpower, or other methods that you may find are suitable. Would be definitely very helpful. And just to keep in mind that balance is key to any type of communication, and keeping a balanced perspective among the different types of perspectives and opinions that you're discussing. Lastly, Geminis have a strong association with birds and other winged creatures. So you may find that perhaps you find spiritual meaning in winged types of beings, even angels, because of that winged nature and the flying natures of Gemini. Again, the flight symbolizes the Gemini's need for freedom, from the constraints of perhaps their upbringing or the different components of their lives. or even just a need, to have escapism from the mundane parts of their lives right now. So using communication, fantasy books, different types of even video games, or other types of, mental illusions to be able to escape the reality of their day-to-day, or something that Geminis are going to be interested in. Lastly, Geminis are known in medieval astrology to be one of the dual signs. And this means that on top of being the dualistic nature everyone knows Geminis to be, they also encompass some aspects of Taurus, which makes them critical thinkers and understanding the knowledge and the facts and figures that I alluded to before. But they also sometimes take on a little bit of the Cancer energy as well, having a bit more insight into the deeper emotional, even spiritual or psychic nature of this world. Now, Geminis are relatively new to the zodiac, so they may be having karmic experiences or different types of life events that perhaps show them, either the harsh, critical, day-to-day, mundane, tangible, scientific pieces of Taurus energies juxtaposed against the psychic, spiritual, hidden, otherworldly nature of the Cancer energy as well. And so Geminis, with their air energy, are kind of seeing, both worlds and balancing between those as well. So that's also something to keep in mind, is that Geminis at sometimes may be acting a bit more like a Taurus and be bullheaded, or at other times be insightful and sensitive. And they can bounce back between those two as well. So that is all about Geminis. Thank you for listening to Astrology with Jessica. Please like this podcast and share it on social media. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Astrology with Jessica.